Hello guys, so this is a reading that was requested. It is for the American economy. So I'm gonna do a reading for the collective, for people in general, how the economy is going to affect them and where they stand with this. And um, let's make it for the next 1 or 2 years, something like this, for relatively short term, like 1 to 3 years the most. Let's see how things will go, how things will change, or how are people going to be affected by the economy, the collective, the general public. Okay, how people. The USA. Okay, let's see. The main card, we have healing, the King of Cups, the inner energy, the play. All right, this one is the Page of Wands. Oh, coming from the outside, fortune, change. What is needed to do? Here we have the Knight of Swords. Something to understand, strength. Okay, so so there will be a change, and judging from this healing card here and the strength, it's not gonna be a pleasant one. At this present moment, people are kind of taking it lightly. They're being kind of superficial about things. They're not really being adults. They're not really seeing what they need to see. This is maybe like superficial judgment. Superficial. It's not like they don't care. They do care, but their understanding and the way they view things is not serious enough. They don't get serious enough with it. They don't analyze and judge things from a mature, realistic view. So the collective, generally, the people are, it's like they're not how to say this, taking things really seriously. It's like there's this attitude of this superficiality in understanding things, and change will come, change will hit them. The wheel is turning, the fortune is turning. There will be a huge change that will be a catalyst for the healing of the collective, and where they will need to learn strength, courage, adversity. And what they will do is fighting, 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 fighting. There will be a lot of anger, a lot of judgment, a lot of blaming. Yeah, this change, that will happen will bring kind of the worst in people. But I did a reading earlier, but it didn't, somehow it stopped and I had to do it again. And the previous reading, it said that it can go either way. It's kind of what I see from it was not what I see now. Now I see like there will be a change. What I see previously, like, it can go either way. It depends on how people choose to act, and their inner energy was this ending, like there was the need for an ending, a cycle to end and a new one to begin, and there was a lot of intensity coming from the outside. So it kind of fits into this reading a little bit, this intensity, this change that will come. It will be intense, and what was needed was a lot of patience and a change in the way they view things, change in the way they perceive, and uh, and when there was the hangman here, so with that card demands like, don't take action just yet, don't try to before take any action, try to see things in a different perspective. Don't let your first perception or your first thought or whatever you think is right to, don't make decision out of that. You need to see things in a different perspective so that you'd have a better understanding of the situation. And in here the card was transcending the illusion, the final judgment, like things will happen for sure, people will get what they deserve, but it is the final judgment is when the scores are settled and everyone they get what not necessarily deserve, but is the consequences of the actions that you take, and then you will finally see the truth. Then you realize the effect of what you choose to do. You will get the result back. So it was like anything can happen. It depends on people. So I think that still stands, like nothing is written in stone. The change does not necessarily have to be bad, but like from what I see here from this second reading, it seems like things are seeming to take this turn. It's more inclined to have it this way, for people to experience contrast and hardship, but it is because they need to heal. They need to it's time for a collective healing. A collective needs to come to an understanding and is heal their hearts. They need to come back to their hearts and maybe find compassion again, maybe find because when it comes to economy, people are selfish. They only think of, their own benefits, and they don't care about others. So maybe they need to go through this hardship so that they get a deeper understanding of how things are, and that we're all interconnected, and that everyone's happiness matters, and selfishness is not a good thing. It is for a short term, but in the long term, we all gonna get what we put out there, So yeah, from what I see in this second reading, it's like things seem to be turning in this way, and people will have to experience contact and will understand that they acted and they understood and they seen things superficially. they didn't look enough, they didn't took time to truly analyze and see and take a mature decision. They act like children. They want this, they want now, they're not really acting responsible. And this is what is bringing this hardship, this change. And as I said, there will be a lot of fighting, there will be a lot of blaming, a lot of judging, a lot of hatred and anger that probably needs to come out and heal the collective. So, because the collective needs healing. Okay, so let's do another one for long term. Okay, longer term, 5 to 10 years, something like this, somewhat relatively longer term. Let's see how the economy will look for the United States and for the collective in general. Okay, let's hope this turns better. Let's hope it gets, let's hope things look better, you know, longer term. But whatever the truth is, I hope the cards will give us some insights. And as I said, absolutely nothing is set in stone, but this is kind of the general direction. Just the things are seeming to go and to turn. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Longer term for the USA. Approximately 10 years, something like this. Understanding the Knight of Cups. New vision. Here the Hangman again. They will, yeah, I think they will learn their lesson, because this card was here, what they needed to do, and now this is the inner energy. The outside, Three of Cups. Yeah, Three of Staff and going with the flow. Okay, so things will turn better. Things will definitely change, but there will be some time will need to pass. So this is like 10 years, something like this, approximately. Could be less, could be a bit more, approximately, something like this. But there will be this understanding, is when you finally understand that you're keeping yourself in a cage with your attitude and with your thinking, so that you never had to be there, you never had to go through this experience, but because of the limitations of the mind, you kind of got stuck there. But now you need to learn a lesson and fly high again. Here, go with these other birdies here. Going, damn, it's too much light. Okay, see the birds flying out there. When you finally understand the lesson and you no longer choose to stay in the cage, because the cage didn't even have a door, but you stood there because of your own wrong views. But you finally learn your lesson, you take responsibility and accountability, and then you're free to fly, but only after you've learned your lesson. So there's this need to learn your lesson. People, this is the Hangman, they will be kind of stuck. This energy is being stuck somewhere, not being able to do anything. But as you're stuck there, you're changing your view, you're learning, you see things differently than you've seen them before, and you change perception and finally learn. And this is kind of like rebirth energy. You're being reborn from your, see this figure here, damn. Okay, this down here, there's this man, and then he rise up and completely reborn, rebirth, like phoenix here. It has wings. So this is understanding, being reborn into a different energy, into a new way of seeing and doing things. Three of Cups, success. It will come, like the fortune will change again, and this time it will be an achievement, a success. Finally, this Ace of Cups, everything will flow again, and everything will be okay. And what is needed to do here, this Three of Staff, is learning your lessons from the past, letting it go, and now you're on a new journey, on a new road, where you towards prosperity, towards bigger things, towards bigger and better things. You continue your journey, you're letting go of the past, you take off everything that you've experienced as a lesson, and you look ahead. So yeah, in longer term, it will come back, it will be okay, but only after they have learned their lesson. And to me, this seems like a karmic, collective karmic thing. People will need to go through a rough experience for the next few years, but it's because they need to learn a lesson and heal their hearts. There's this collective healing type of energy with all these crazy changes and all the way that people are reacting out of anger, out of hatred, out of selfishness, out of fear. All that has to come out so that they can find their hearts again and live in a more balanced state, at least collectively, for the general public. So yeah, so from what I see, the first few years will be rough. People will experience contrast. There will be a lot of fighting, a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, judging, blaming, fighting, just fighting. And but it is because of their own doing. It is because of their own way of seeing things superficially, of treating things superficially, of being like little children, not willing to look at the situation as grown adults and see what they really have and what they really are. But it is a lesson that it needs to be, because these are the phases that we generally go through. We need lessons to learn and evolve. So even if it seems bad, in a higher perspective, it's good for the collective and for the individuals and for everyone. It's good. Sometimes it's good when we experience contrast, because we become wiser and stronger. Things cannot always go with the flow and be perfect happiness. We have to go through this. So this is what cards are telling me. I don't know for sure what it's going to be. If it's going to be like this, we will all have to see. Nothing is written in stone, but as far as I can see from the cards, from as far as what cards are showing me, this is it. But we will see. So don't worry, whatever it is, good or bad, just take it as a lesson, take it as something that you have to experience. But in the end, it will be okay, it will be better for everyone. And yeah, this is it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.